allow me to lower my thing. Also, I probably should have my, like, laptop. I should probably, like, put my laptop up to where it should be. Just so I can have, like, IEM bot for, like, specific days. You know what? I'll do that another day. I'll do that another day. Sounds like a nice little project for me to do. Probably later. Blake friend, what's up? You're the first one here. Welcome. Andrew's weather predictions. Hello. Fab SFM. Hello. Just Dante. How do? How do? Uncle TOX. What's up, my friend? Jordan Miranda. You're for it. Siri Griffin. What's up? We're gonna get into what the title basically says. Potential multi-day severe weather. I don't know. I guess outbreak. I don't know. It's not really. It's half and half. All right. There's some times where it could be quite severe. There's other times where it could just be like, a wind risk. So it is what it is. This is, by the way, day one. Don't assume that this is like a this is a part of it, because this is just like, this is the beginning, but this isn't the full story. So today, this is day one from the Storm Prediction Center. That's not what we're going to really go into today. So yeah, you're a slow typer. Lol. Seems legit. Expecting anything for you? Yeah, kind of. You'll see. As it continues through, we'll see as to what all happens. Your dog, hello, Mr. Hefty. What's up? What's up, Jesse Ventura? My name's Jesse Ventura, and this is Conspiracy Theories. You think you know the government? Think again. I've been governor of Minnesota, a former Navy SEAL, and I have my conspiracy theory that I believe my bold prediction will hold up. I'm just kidding. What about Union, South Carolina? Right now, they're in a 2% chance of tornadoes, so you might want to just monitor the weather. But for the actual severe weather outbreak thingamabobber, I didn't put outbreak in the title because I felt like that would have been too clickbait. I mean, granted, I would have loved to get a lot of views on this thing, It is what it is. We got multi-day severe weather, whatever, anyways. PS2 VHS, hello. Welcome. SPC putting cucumbers in the outlooks. 1 cucumber. 2 cucumbers. By the way, I'll tell you guys what all happened to me a couple days ago. Either that or it was yesterday. I can't tell. Or at least I can't remember all too much. I was just so upset from that day that the entire day was just like after looking back at it, it's almost like a blur. But I was so upset because my computer actually wouldn't start. And I was going to stream. Let's see. Did Arthur go through yesterday? Hold up. I don't even know what day it is today. Today's Tuesday. Okay. So Arthur went through yesterday. I was going to stream Arthur hitting the Outer Banks. I was going to live stream it. Try and get some extra views and stuff like that. But my computer wouldn't start. And I was just like, why? Why me? And I just was like, eh. So I had to factory reset my computer. Yeah. And notice how I don't have as many applications down at the bottom bar, because I haven't, done everything that, I need to as much. So, Tegan, what's up? Welcome. Becca, welcome back. Welcome back. So, but it's just like, it was so annoying that I couldn't get my computer back. I was just like, I couldn't get it back until last night. And by then, Arthur was kind of just like doing its own thing. So, like, fine. Oh, well. We'll stream today. We'll talk about the severe weather events, I should say, that will be coming along. In waves, I should say, in waves. So, I guess, we might as well get to it. Day 1, SPC is not really too much to look at. Day 2, however, take a look at tomorrow. Look at tomorrow. Tomorrow is a nice little wind risk. Literally an entire line that goes from north-south. An entire line. Mainly because there's a giant boundary there. Giant boundary. Just so happens that a low pressure is like right here. And it just goes... So it just does its own thing. It really does. Really does. type of weather will Union City get? Hate bad storms. It won't be bad storms. It'll just be storms. Nothing too big. If you take a look, and also the lapse rates are actually kind of nice too. So there's even a hail risk up here. But the reason why there's a 2% chance it's from tornadoes is because the shear actually is all you know. It goes in the same direction. It's no crossover for like photographs and stuff like that. So it's kind of limited as to more of a wind risk more than anything when it comes to this. So there's that. And then there's this. People are saying that this right here on Thursday is going to be interesting. Thursday is doing its own little thing. I'm watching this one heavily though. This slight risk tonight is going to be expanded probably, if I had to guess, into like right here. There's going to be a slight risk, maybe even enhanced on day one for wind, and there's probably going to be a 5% chance of tornadoes at minimum. You know, because there's definitely one of those things where that is crazy in itself. We'll take a look at the models for this day specifically. It is day 3, so that's something to keep in mind. But just by looking at the models, it's been really interesting. How's the recorded video doing so far? It's actually doing pretty well. One thing that I gotta say to people who want to record videos is that you might as well write a script. You have to. It's probably better if you write a script for yourself. So the script is doing fine. I'm actually having a lot of fun writing the script, and I feel like you guys will really enjoy whenever the video comes out. I'm working really hard on this. Just the fact that I feel like it's something that no one has really done before in the weather community. And I feel like you guys will really enjoy it. Just want to let you know, you're in central Michigan. There are multiple areas of flash flood warnings. Yeah, I'd say get to higher ground or just like stay on higher ground because there's a dam that failed up there. There was the day in the making because last night that's when the flash flood warnings were in effect for that and all that. So I hope that you are okay when it comes to all that. So, yep. Nate, how do you feel about the 23rd to 27th? The setup looks very conductive for strong to violent tornadoes as of now. The GFS is showing 6,000 joules per kilogram Cape. The only thing that I have to say about that is you have to take into account the GFS cold bias. It says that whatever day is Monday. Let's see, what day is Monday? Monday's the 25th. So 25th will probably be the last day of severe weather when it comes to this entire mini outbreak, if you will. So it'll be from tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the 20th, all the way to the 25th. This severe weather that continuously just goes over and over and over again in specific spots. It doesn't move all that much or all that quickly to the east. It's like one here, then one here, then one here, then one here. You know, it's just like it goes boom, 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 over and over. And it's just like, yeah, it's quite repetitive. You can definitely see some areas that could have some flooding in the plains in general. You know, whether you're northern, central, southern, definitely one of those things where you guys got to just continue to monitor the weather. It'd be the best thing for you all if you did that. Not much shear for Friday or Saturday, but tons of Cape. Depends. Saturday actually does have shear in the area that I was talking about, which is Nebraska. Nebraska and Kansas. Kansas a little bit, but Nebraska, this right here is the area that I am watching. Right here in Nebraska on the 23rd. 23rd, I still have confidence in because I forecasted that one. I actually forecasted this entire event before everyone else even saw it. So I was just like, you gotta give me some credit. I'm just kidding. You don't have to give me any sort of credit. Flash flood emergency was issued twice. Yep, indeed. There's like 30 counties in Kentucky with flood warnings. Yeah, this entire event that's passing through right now is causing so many flood issues. It's crazy. It really is. Yeah, it's really interesting. Will AJ go chasing on the 23rd? I don't know. I'll probably tell him to do so. But who knows? Who knows what AJ is going to do? Let's see. How's everyone doing today, by the way? It's pretty... You guys all heard my schism of how my computer wouldn't start yesterday. Today, I actually... I didn't do much. I decided to finish up an anime that I was watching, you know, or a show, however you want to do it. and then I just decided to work some more on my script. So that's what I've been doing. How about you guys? We'll also go ahead and get started on the actual forecasting aspect of all of this. We'll go ahead and use the GFS because the GFS is amazing with trends, which is also the reason why it's an unpopular opinion that the GFS forecasts tropical systems better than the Euro, mainly because of the wind patterns and how successful it is. And which, by the way, I gotta say, the GFS did a phenomenal job. Well, not really a phenomenal job, but it did a better job than the Euro last year in forecasting track of tropical systems. All right, other people may have other opinions as to like intensity and stuff like that, but GFS, for all the cold bias that it has, it does pretty well. You'll be back. Okay, see you, Royal. Bad, great. I've had some people who did it. You dropped your burrito. That's an oof. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? The first area that's going to be impacted is the north central U.S., and this is where we shall actually, let's go to the NAM. The NAM, it's pretty close enough so that we can use the NAM. We can actually be definitive with what all we have. So this is for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the big wind risk, whatever. You can kind of see how storms kind of start to initiate on the southeastern parts of Wyoming. And they kind of just like blow up and go north. And you kind of see what I mean by how I was talking about how there was a low back here, and I'll show you guys on a wider scale where it literally just shoots up the boundary. The boundary just literally goes as quick as possible, which is the reason why I believe that there's going to be a wind risk, or a higher wind risk over here, as well as some hail. But as of right now, it's just going, meh. You're not going to stay long in the chat today? That's fine, home to May Rose Day. That's fine. This is mainly an informational for all the people who actually want to pay attention for future reference. This is just, I felt like I needed to say something on this. I needed to. Let's see. So yeah. So this is going into the evening. You can kind of see how the thunderstorms are starting to initiate. We can even take a sounding around here. And it actually seems as if the winds are just kind of... It's surface to 1 kilometer. I mean, they're okay. Lapse rates are quite nice, though. They're up in the upper 7s to even mid-8s. So it's just like, it's crazy. But as you can see, the hodograph kind of lacks a bit. So it's just like, It's doing its own thing. It really is. Yeah, but nothing really too much. Gotta say, though, I think this is a terrible sounding. I might have to take another one. Okay, apparently, apparently these are going to be elevated thunderstorms, aren't they? Huh. Yeah, apparently they're going to be elevated. Well, anyways, it is what it is. But you can kind of see how as it moves east, you can see the hodograph kind of is a little bit better. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a 5% chance for tornadoes down there. A lot of contamination, I gotta say. But when it comes to the wind pattern, the wind direction is quite nice. Quite conductive for severe weather. So, I missed past message. Did I really? That's probably because I've been actually, trying to do this. So, as I said, nothing personal if I miss your message. It's not like I'm purposefully trying to avoid you. Got a weather star 4000. So expect some classic weather channel forecasts I post on Storm Central. Oh, okay. Cool. Very nice. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to hear what all is happening in Michigan. That is indeed unfortunate. But anyways, you can kind of see how they just spread up and around, and then they kind of just fizz out. They fizz out relatively quickly. So this event probably won't last for all too long this day. As soon as it gets to 7 or even 8, 7 or 6 right around mountain time. I don't know the jurisdiction when it comes to like Central Daylight Time and Mountain Daylight Time here, so I don't know specifically, but um, it won't be there for long. It won't be there for all too long. But then as it continues to move into... Oh, this is the NAM 3K. Probably should just go into Kansas now. This is Thursday. Thursday is the day that everyone's talking about. And this is going to be kind of interesting because you can kind of see something starts to attempt to develop down here in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. And even in Kansas, too. You might see something over there. But you can kind of see how the thing starts to kind of blow up a little bit. I'm going to take a sounding out in front of us just to see if we could get some supercellular activity. And it's... I don't think that the beginning will be anything big. But then as we continue to head over towards Texas, it should theoretically be worse. A lot of contamination. I can't really find a sounding for that out in front that accurately describes the conditions. Still some contamination. My goodness. Gotta say, lower level winds are quite phenomenal though, so photographs are favorable. Lower level shear is kind of meh. Upper level shear is also below par. So, I mean, you might see 5% chance for tornadoes and stuff like that, but nothing really too big in my honest opinion. You can kind of see the 18Z NAM. It actually says that it's going to be out further to the north where these thunderstorms initiate. So that's kind of interesting there, which is kind of the reason why I said that there's probably going to be a slight risk for more into Kansas. You can kind of see as it continues, the thunderstorm continues to push on through, and you can see really nice photograph. It curls really nicely to the right, which is one thing that you don't really want to see when it comes to a photograph, but it does that. The shear is really nice at surface to 1 kilometer being at 36. Surface to 3 kilometer, though, is kind of... Granted, it's higher than the surface to 1 kilometer. It needs to be much higher. 4 knots, the difference between those two is kind of eh. So if you're expecting some tornadic activity, you could see it due to the high helicity, but the fact that it's so close when it comes to the surface to 1 kilometer and surface to 3 kilometer shear brings me a lot of questions when it comes to this thing. So I guess we'll have to see. But yes, corn gang, indeed. Yeah, but then as it continues to move on through, you can kind of see the reason why I say Kansas is probably going to get more. It kind of pushes on through the main part of Kansas. I actually do want to take a sounding here just to see what all is updated with this. And the autographs are still nice. The shear has kind of diminished a bit, but this is the kind of shear that I wanted to see when it comes to tornadic potential. You can kind of see that it's almost 20 knots of shear and then 35 knots of shear at surface to 3 kilometers. But the helicity has went down a bit. So that's one thing that I do want to point out, that the helicity has plunged quite a bit. It's kind of a bad sounding in my opinion, due to the parcel being kind of elevated. Starts at around a little bit higher than 850 millibars, so it's just like it's okay, but it's not good. So, but as that continues to push on through, you can kind of see it deteriorates as it gets towards the morning. Tries to continue to hold on to its structure whatsoever. The photograph still says it's kind of nice. Lapse rates are okay, so definitely you know, not really a supercellular feature, but it's just like it's there. Shear, as I said, is kind of concerning. This actually has it so that the surface to 1 kilometer shear is higher than the surface to 3 kilometer shear, which is kind of interesting. 3 Cape, one thing that I noticed is that it's at 19, which by the way, it's just Cape in 3 kilometers. So the fact that it's that low is not really good. It's not really good in my opinion. Capping inversion, I do want to mention that it is almost negative 200 joules per kilogram, which means it's kind of very unfavorable. It's going to try and make this a limited event. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be at its worst when it's more towards the southwestern parts of Kansas. I actually forgot to take and see what the lapse rates were. 70s to 8, or the not 70s, just the 7 to the 8 frame. That's not bad. Especially this isn't contaminated. This is actually a pretty nice sounding right here, especially since the shear is 34 knots to 40 knots. This is definitely one of those things where I'm a little bit concerned as to the tornadic potential for southwestern parts of Kansas. 3K 58, still below the optimal area, but it's better. So that's one thing I do want to keep in mind. The cap inversion is much lower, and the surface cape is around 1,500, meaning that it's probably going to be what's the word? I can't remember the word. Oh well. Elevated type supercells. Boom. I said it countless times before. Why can't I say it now? Elevated supercells. Big chunky boy anvil type clouds with a nice little wind risk. Especially with the helicity, as I said, anything over 200 N2S2 is like, optimal for tornadoes. So 437 is kind of mental. Not as mental as Easter and how mental I said that day was going to be, but it's doing its own thing. Daniel, what's up? Welcome back. Nice to see you around. I do want to say the supercell composite down, or the supercell down here, 25.2. If I were to put that into my CM1, I probably would see a couple chunky boys and see some simulated tornadoes. But unfortunately, I don't have the program downloaded yet. I haven't got that far, and I'm probably not going to download it on this computer because I did factory reset my entire computer due to it not loading. So that's fun. But we're going to do that eventually. And get my other computer. Costs a crap ton of money. Oh well. Expect to see me in VC. It's quite some time since you've been in the VC, but yeah, it'd be the VC in Storm Central, unless if you want to go put it somewhere else. It is what it is. Yeah, you tell me wherever you want me to go, and I'll go. But anyways, then we go into Friday, and Friday it starts to ramp up a bit. You can kind of see how this thing starts to elongate. Quite just a bit, and then it literally does its thing. Okay, so yeah, he wants it in there. Of course.
Gonk.
There we go.
Gonk.
Gonk.
Gonk. Alright, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I would like to make an announcement. I am getting a new child.
Oh.
I'm buying a new child. So you know Star Wars, right?
Uh-huh.
You know the Gonk droid from Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So I found a life-size version that actually makes noise and charges your phone on Etsy.
That's hilarious.
I have access to adult money now, and that's a problem.
You probably should try and hold back a little bit.
Well, I've already paid for everything I need through this check, so the rest I have is just spending money. I've already put money towards my daughter, and I've already paid for my car, so I'm honestly good to just blow the rest of my check however I want.
Good for you.
So,
I mean, you could save it up, but
everybody.
You could save it up, but
yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody. I haven't been around in a while. I'm not going to be around religiously, but I'll be around some now.
Yeah.
What are we going over? The risk over the weekend? I heard that Matt might be chasing on Sunday.
There's a multi-day severe weather event that's literally going to be moving very slowly to the east.
How likely is it? Because I've heard that most of the probabilities on it are mostly hail and wind driven, not as big tornadic. Now, there are a couple days where we are looking at a tornadic risk. Don't get me wrong. But from what I've heard, this storm is mostly hail driven.
Well, Thursday and Friday is going to be really interesting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Saturday might be an interesting day. I kind of forecasted that like a week and a half ago. I mean, it's really, if I were to chase, let's put it this way. For you, you might be able to go on Friday night.
Sadly, I work.
Well, that's true. That's true.
All day.
No more Rona.
Yeah, sadly.
But oh well.
If somebody wants to come to my work and just start, like, aggressively coughing, that's fine. That's fine.
Seems legit. Well, anyways, yeah. I'll try and, like, talk to you and talk to the chat at the same time, but just to inform you of what's going to happen on Friday, a boundary kind of develops over from northeastern parts of Oklahoma all the way down to southwestern parts, and forms a nice little. Well, yeah, but like embedded supercellular lines moving through that actually get into parts of. Well, it actually just closes in on Texas. Really, it's still in Oklahoma. There's a little bit that kind of goes through the area that you went through. Can't remember what that is called.
What, Paris? McKinney?
Yeah, Paris. Yeah. Yeah, so but that's gonna be pretty interesting. The photographs are actually kind of decent. I will say that. It's probably gonna be a lot worse up further as you keep going north because the shear is a lot more.
It's always worse further up north. It's always worse further up north. It doesn't matter where you are.
Mainly because of the shear, yeah. But
fucking Vermont got snow. That like really upset me.
Yeah.
It's May.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Welcome to the type of year that we're having. Apparently it's abnormal, so.
This year needs to just stop.
It seems as if the helicity is kind of worse as it goes further down, but I gotta say, the Cape goes up to around 5,000 joules per kilogram, so. Big hailers down over there.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
Indeed. But the helicity does get worse as it moves further north, like near Tulsa and Krat. So it does seem as if these storms will be moving right around 30 miles per hour. So
12,000 helicity.
12,000 seems legit. It's all of this, granted, is contaminated a bit. I'm just looking at the wind direction for the shear specifically, and the fact that it says 21 knots at surface to 1 and then 32 for surface to 3, that kind of catches my eye, and it kind of tells me that Friday is going to be really interesting for the Tulsa area. So, you know,
I'm sure everyone has heard about the dam breakage
in Michigan. That's crazy. It was basically a day in the making, because last night they were fearing that it was going to do it, and then it didn't.
Oh, I'd love to see if anybody submitted just a single M-ping for just flooding.
I think there has been like a bunch, if not pictures.
You just check. It's just a casual ping too. It's just water slightly elevated.
Storm status. What's up? Hello. Yeah. So.
I just need to hear back from this dude, and I'm gonna buy them.
Yeah, then the event kind of pushes on through. The event weakens as it moves through Arkansas, but you can't really see that all too much. You have to go to the GFS to see for yourself. But it is what it is, my brothers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS now. This is where we get into some uncharted territory. Can I show the footage? I don't have the footage of it. The one thing about Friday, though, is that it's very hard to tell where the event actually is going to be. The NAM says it's going to happen in Oklahoma. The GFS says that's going to be in Kansas and Nebraska. Oh, wait, this is Thursday. So this is Thursday night. Thursday night, we got it. So that actually says, the GFS says that there's going to be even some stuff in Texas, which now I'm kind of curious to see what all is happening in Texas during that time. I do want to see.
If I walk out on like Friday and there's a like funnel cloud, I'm suing you.
Mm. Okay, so Thursday night and Friday, apparently there is some sort of storms, but it's like heavily capped according to the NAM. Which usually when the NAM says it's heavily capped, it's typically heavily capped. So
Yeah.
the NAM is pretty good at forecasting capped events. But anyways, let's go into the event for Saturday. So you can kind of see how the front kind of pushes on through, no matter where it is. You can see the boundary now forms again. Late night Friday going into the Saturday pushes on through, but it kind of just weakens a bit. This is where we get into uncharted territory now. This is the 23rd that I've been watching for quite some time. Notice how everything explodes.
Everything explodes.
Seems legit. Everything explodes. And it's very hard to tell specifically. The shear here is terrible. Okay? But if you go a bit further when it comes to the north, the shear is actually kind of decent. Notice how it's 14 to 24, which is the reason. But the only thing is that the helicity is terrible, so it'll probably be just a big hailer event of the sort. But it kind of just explodes. It really does. So Saturday is going to be a harder one to forecast, and there absolutely is no shear in Texas, so that's going to be a bunch of lapse rate hailer boys. You know, it's doing its own thing. And then Sunday is pretty interesting too. Take a look at this. It doesn't know what to do either. Storms form in Oklahoma, off of the boundary that pushed through. The boundary actually pushes through into St. Louis area and Memphis and stuff like that. And there's more cells that form in behind it. Now, this is really capped. And the photograph is kind of terrible. As a matter of fact, it is pretty much so abysmal. But I do want to see if Sunday is decent. And it seems as if the shear just decides to tell you that everything is going to be terrible. So my guess is that Thursday and Friday is going to be the worst. Saturday is going to be okay, as well as tomorrow, Wednesday. And then everything else is just going to be bleh. Bunch of hodgepodge hail wind boys. Earth got closer and closer, yeah. It's just basically moved from wave to wave to wave to wave to wave. Am I not wrong? It moved slowly over towards the side and just went, eh. Why is everyone saying a bunch of yeses and nos and stuff like that? I am quite confused. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to chat a lot, but I've just been very confused in general. But anyways, let's take a look at the national for shear in general. Shear is quite nice, so this is what we're looking at. Huge trough that's dipping down into parts of California right now. This is actually what's creating the severe weather risk for parts of New Mexico, Wyoming, and Colorado now, as well as Montana. And then there's the surface low that kind of pushes through. Is going to be going down towards the Gulf and then does a little spinny and goes around. The shear down there is actually causing a tornado risk down for Louisiana. That's also the reason why there's a little tornado risk over here in South Carolina too. Because that just kind of accelerates as it pushes through into the late evening. So they could see something. Louisiana's probably going to see something relatively soon. And then obviously South Carolina's going to be seeing something soon. The big dip in the trough that's going to be accelerating a lot of wind shear up into the northern plains. Actually, it's just going right over the Rockies right now. So as it continues to push on through, you can kind of see the shear kind of lets up a bit and the trough kind of dies. I know, anticlimactic. anticlimactic.
It is simply vibing.
Yep. However, the shear is strong enough to create a wind risk for Wednesday night, which is the reason why I'm saying Wednesday is probably going to be like an okay day. It's not a lot of shear, but it's some shear, especially in the 50 knot range. You can see from like 40 to 50 knots, 500 millibar shear, which is kind of interesting.
And I'll be straight up, it's better than nothing.
Yep. And then it actually kind of accelerates as it pushes off further to the north. And the reason being is because this low right here kind of forces it to move north. As the trough tries to push off to the east, this low kind of sits here and traps it. There's also massive wind shear up in Canada right now near the Hudson Bay. So, I mean, if that moved down here, then you can already assume that you would have your typical May. You know, you probably would have worse some sort of day like Easter in the Central Plains if you had that shear up there due to the fact that it's literally 107 knots. So it's kind of just like, oof. But the shear does increase as the night goes along and even into the morning. But then it kind of fans out a bit due to the fact that the low kind of just goes up. And then another trough, and then the trough dips down again. This is basically all the same boundary right here. So the same boundary, and it also creates another boundary too. It's like a double boundary almost. But like as soon as one moves out, another one replaces it. And then as soon as that one moves out, another one replaces that. And that's all mainly because of this thing right here. Until this thing moves out, that's going to just continue to do that over and over and over and over again. Create severe weather after severe weather. So that'll continue to push on through. And then the low actually goes north, which makes another one. It literally forces it to doing it again. So you see the shear kind of is quite intense a little bit going into Friday night. Oh wait, where was Thursday? What the heck happened to Thursday? Oh yeah, here's Thursday. So here's the boundary that we were talking about, the little invisible boundary one. But you can kind of tell, if I were to outline, there's kind of a broad boundary here. Shear is enough to create some storms down here, and that'll kind of like move off towards the east. Due to storm motion, just storm motion in general from like lower level winds. So, and then the upper level will kind of carry it as it moves on through. So that's the that's kind of the shear along there. You can also see how the boundary continues to show up afterwards. But then there's another one. Boom, starts moving in. It just marches its way into parts of the northern and central plains. And this is going into Friday night, into Saturday. You can see shear quite nice here again. The low is kind of disintegrated as it moves off north. But notice how there's a lot of, not a lot of shear here. And that will continue to, we'll say make the Central Plains quite unstable. So as that continues to move on through, shear quite nice. The entire boundary kind of just pushes on through. The low, as I said, stays right here because this low is still a thing. It's kind of disintegrating in front of our very eyes, but it's still there. So as that continues to move on through, you can see shear on a wider scale. Basically covers all of Nebraska and starts to feed into Kansas a little bit. You can kind of see how that can be an issue, which is the reason why I'm saying Nebraska is not fully out of the risk, including Kansas. You can see some shear values up to 40 knots, maybe even to 50 and 60 knots if you go into South Dakota. But I don't believe that there is a lot of instability up there. And you can kind of see, here, let's go out in front of the actual shear. Contaminated to hell. Great. Love it. You can kind of see that the conditions are there. It's just whenever the shear pushes through, the bits and bobs out in the front are weaker than the counterparts through the back. So it's not really like any too big, as I said, but it's still there. It's still doing its own thing. So, you can see massive cape right here with amazing photographs, as I've said before. This is, by the way, I just want to mention, this is Saturday night. So, to stay consistent with what I've said. Saturday minimum 5% chance of tornadoes. I'm staying by it, in my honest opinion. But Hodograph's quite nice as that moves on through. Cape, quite nice. Surface is 5,633. That in itself is mental and probably should be burned at the stake. Gonna be completely honest with you all. By the way, according to SARS, whenever there was a sounding like this, apparently there was a significant severe weather event. Now, I don't know when these 3 events happened, and that's the same for the 2 significant hail events, but they happened. So, apparently we have a confirmed tornado in Colorado now. We're getting some reports of that in Colorado. I'm not too sure how valuable these reports are, because... Oh, yeah, no, there we go, confirmed tornado. Well, we might as well just stray here and go into what all is happening here. Goodness gracious. Oh boy. Well, we got a tornado warning for Crowley and Kiowa counties in Colorado, and that will be in effect until 7:15 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. There's been reports of a confirmed tornado by weather spotters, so let's kind of take a look, and we can also explore my new color table that I have implemented. So that will be kind of fun. But you can kind of see the red's moving away from the radar, the green's moving towards right in the middle is where the rotation would be. If you go on reflectivity, you can kind of see that same characteristic of how the reflectivity kind of just wraps around a bit. The inflow is unimpeded by any sort of rainfall. So right within there is where the rotation would be, in my opinion. If I were to take a look at the storm relative velocities and I were to get storm motion, you can kind of see it shows the same thing. The red's moving away, greens are moving towards, although the greens aren't as really impactful. I did also change my velocities from knots to miles per hour. Unfortunately, whenever I do a delta velocity, I can't exactly show you all what that is in miles per hour. I can only do it in knots. But I can do this for miles per hour, just give you velocities straight up of how fast these winds are moving. So I've got one velocity that's moving 54.8 miles per hour, and I've got another one moving 32 miles per hour. So that would be right around an 80 mile per hour delta velocity. So it's kind of doing its own thing. It's having a whale of a time, but nothing really too organized right now. If I take a look at the correlation coefficient, new scan actually came in. You can kind of see the inflow notch actually a bit more prominent in my opinion. So, but if I were to outline the actual inflow notch, that was a terrible outline. So let's try that again. There we go. So we got that. Correlation coefficient shows you that all the blues are within that inflow notch. So nothing really too much, in my opinion, that will be dealt with that. The good news is right now is that it's not heading into any area that's populated. As a matter of fact, I don't think there really are anywhere along this area that's populated besides maybe down here on State Route 96, but that's well past the actual area of rotation. So that's the good news. But the bad news is that this has apparently had a tornado according to a weather spotter. So if you live in Crowley and Kiowa County and you're under this tornado warning, either get underground or get into the lowest innermost part of your building, particularly a closet or a bathroom with no windows, so you can put as many walls between yourself and the actual tornado as possible. I also do want to mention that this thing is hailing at exponential rates, almost up to 2 inches when it comes to the maximum expected hail size, according to GR2. So that's really it's really interesting on that note. Storm relative, or actually, you know what? Let's go spectrum with mental values, but I'm not sure if that's correlated with the actual rotation. That might be some sort of downdrafty material. Maybe. I mean, I guess we'll have to see. ZDR, I do want to say updraft all over the place, which is probably the reason why the hail is up to 2 inches in the maximum expected hail size range. So I guess we will have to see. But yeah, that is really interesting that the storm is producing now. There actually isn't, by the way, a tornado risk over there, according to the Storm Prediction Center. If you don't believe me, let's go back to day 1. There's a pickle for wind, a pickle for hail, no pickle for tornadoes. So there. There's a bunch of them, as my chat has referred to them.
Myself into a tornado, Morty. I'm Tornado Rick.
Seems legit. Oh boy. What is this? Oh, goodness gracious. Anyways, so yeah, there's nothing really too much on that cell, though, that I can determine. It doesn't seem as if it's going over any residential areas. None that I can see. I mean, there might be, but I've got pretty nice confidence that whoever is north and east of Sugar City, there shouldn't really be anyone out there. But if you are over in that area, probably do want to go ahead, take a little break. You know, just get into your safe space. Do your own little thing. Why isn't Colorado a triangle? I've got no clue. Imagine smooth velocities. Oh, I would hate that. If you were to smooth velocities, anything with smoothing, take a look at this. If I were to show you smoothing and correlation coefficient, you guys would probably want to, like, abandon meteorology forever. Look at how terrible this looks. It looks absolutely garbage. Which is the reason why, if anyone uses it on any sort of live stream, I immediately don't take them seriously. I don't. I just hate it. Hate it. You know? Even spectrum width. Look, it looks terrible. It's just garbage. But yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys my base velocity color table. It looks really nice. What I updated with that, I basically added a little toothpaste type color that I actually feel looks pretty cool.
It's so sad.
And then I also added a purple as well. And then for the miles per hour, instead of it going to like yellow, I made it so that it's yellow and then it goes brighter. So, you know, it looks pretty nice, in my opinion. And it turned itself into the funniest thing I've ever seen. It seems legit. Oh, wow. That sounds about right. But take a look. If you guys want to take a look at the National Hurricane Center, notice how there is nothing here. I love it. Everything is dead. There is nothing here that's going to be doing. Although there is some trends that we could be starting to see a more active June. As if the May season was already enough. But you know what? It's kind of expected for the type of tropical season that we're going to be having. And the one thing I do want to mention too is that I have evidence to back it up, but I'm not really lazy to show you guys, but at the same time I'm pretty lazy right now. So here's the thing. Over here, we're not going to see a lot of stuff until mid part of hurricane season. We're going to see a lot more systems that kind of just brush up near the coast and stuff like that. Of course, there could be some areas of development down around here, but they won't really like be able to move into the Gulf. If something's going to form in the Gulf, it's going to stay in the Gulf, and it's not going to go anywhere outside of it. Unless if it's, say, a system that forms in the Gulf and moves due east across Florida. But we haven't seen that in quite some time, but it's possible. I just feel like that if something forms in the Gulf, it's going to stay in there. Mainly because, number one, it's the warmest temperatures out of all of the Caribbean. And number two, you know, it kind of needs to move along with the trends. Now, there could be some little loop-de-loop type things, but that's hypotheticals that we're getting into. So we'll do that eventually. But for now, take my word for it. There's a lot of shear that's kind of preventing it from moving out into that area. A lot of people may say that, oh, it's below average in shear in the Gulf right now and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, that may be true, but it typically does not want to go into that general vicinity. Anything over here that's kind of dry, which the Gulf right now is actually kind of dry. The temperatures on the sea surface is quite nice, but it's pretty dry. It's going to want to go towards moisture, and that just so happens to be along the Gulf Stream. So, just wanted to let you guys know that. Didn't really show you anything when it comes to evidence, but you know what? Take my word for it, please. Love of God. He'll thank me later.
Because who needs evidence when you have unsolicited?
Type Trevor City. Oh yeah. All that such. So yeah, that's this thing having a whale of a time, and then you can kind of see as that continues to move on through. We kind of just jumped from like stuff to stuff, so let's just finish out our severe weather thing. We got sidetracked due to the tornado, and then we got sidetracked due to hurricanes. But yeah, let's finish this out strong. Sunday, seems as if Nebraska and Oklahoma and stuff like that will be getting some sort of severe weather, but it won't be like to the high caliber that you're typically used to seeing. May, I have said, is going to be below average. And I've also said that June could probably be at the level of this month as well. But one thing I do want to mention is that Oklahoma and Kansas on Saturday is going to be really interesting. I've said this before, and I made a bold prediction that there could be a 10% chance for tornadoes. And I'm not backing down from that. I'm honestly not. A lot of people are going to call me a madman, but I did predict a week and a half out in advance. So you can't really fault me for trying to make those predictions a week and a half out. Now, if I'm accurate, I'm a wizard. I'm a weather wizard. I've got some sort of psychic powers that can take me to the future. But at the same time, it's just like... It'd be pretty cool if I actually did predict something a week and a half out in advance. I did say that we were going to get a severe system around the 23rd. And technically, it is around the 23rd, so not too far off. Probably should have seen that this low would block everything, but... Anyways, let's continue to see, look on through. Afterwards, what the heck is that? Chat, I think we need to go over to Tropical Tidbits and see something real quick. I'm not sure if I saw something that I wasn't supposed to see. Hold up. Load! Load! This guy has gotten so cocky. What do you mean? I may have gotten a little cocky, I will say that. But it's one of those things where it's not really cockiness. It's just confidence. Big difference. I'm not telling people that, their stuff is wrong, but...
Yes, you are.
What?
Yep, you are.
When have I done that, Daniel? Anyways. But it's just like... It's kind of fun predicting far out just to see if you're right. It really is. And then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do want to try and increase my my chances at doing that. But it's having a whale of a time. I don't see that low pressure that was on. Is Pivotal having a whale of a time? Because literally this thing just forms out of nowhere. What the heck? I'm done. I'm done. This thing literally said that it's going to... Hold up. Hold up. I need to see. I need to see.
I've got the need for speed.
No, I need to see. I need to see the surface space cape around that area. If I can, if there is a severe weather event for Los Angeles of all places, I'm going to... Can you imagine? Oh my god, there's a little bit of cape. It just seems to be some sort of weather, though.
It's a hurricane.
Oh boy. By the way, if you didn't already tell what my personality is, it's basically semi-professional. I've stated in my streams prior that I'm not supposed to be professional, or at least not yet, but I feel like weather and food... Anyways, I feel like, you know, the title weather enthusiast or meteorologist means that you have, or at least the public has portrayed it to where you have to be professional 24/7. I'm trying to make it so that we don't have to, and for that reason, I'm working on a video that I'm going to be recording for once. I know, rare occasion. Says in my about that I rarely make those. So I'm going to be doing that, and that's going to be kind of fun. Anyways, let's kind of see what's going on here. I do want to see. There it is. It literally just goes up and it kamikazes into... Huh. Doesn't really do anything. Go away, McAfee. That'd be kind of fun, though. It'd be pretty interesting if the GFS actually cold biased and there's like some sort of severe weather event that happened in Los Angeles. That'd be the ultimate 2020 thing, wouldn't it? You know, just like California starts seeing rain, but it's not just rain, it's tornadoes. You know? That'd be crazy. That's kind of funny. But yeah. Let's just go ahead and go into like tropical stuff because we are doing just forecasts in general. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look, see what all is gonna happen. Because I do like to just take a look at models and see what they say. The GFS I tend to like long range due to the fact that it's been pretty consistent with wind patterns. It's actually really consistent with wind patterns. If things were to just load, that would be great.
Chat, I would like to let you know about the droid.
Didn't you say that in the beginning?
No, I said I was going to. I just finished the purchase.
So I see.
Chewbacca. Chewbacca, where the hell are you? Oh, Chewbacca. Chewbacca.
Alright, well this thing just doesn't want to load in my opinion, but there we go. There we go, we got it. So we can kind of see. Here's Arthur. Arthur's having a whale of a time out here with Bermuda. It's kind of subtropical now, but it's doing its own thing. Then it fizzes out due to all the shear, and then it decides not want to function anymore.
So
now
Arthur just go back out to sea and vibe.
Yeah, basically. But now you can kind of see that there's a bunch of thunderstorms out near the Caribbean, and that's something that we have to look out for. The only thing thing of it is that the pressure around there is like, especially around Florida, there's a little unforeseen high right here. It doesn't say, but there's a high right there, and the pressure in millibars is 1016. So it's like, you can have something that forms along there, but then again, it's not really, likely. So, but there's a nice little high that just kind of sits right here for quite some time, and which is the reason why I'm saying that if there is some stuff that kind of just travel around here, like some sort of tropical wave, or just even something that forms along the tropics right around here, or even here for that matter, they will kind of just move up the Gulf Stream due to the fact that that's the most likely the place for most tropical systems to move along due to the fact that it just directs traffic. It's like a traffic cop almost, It just goes, yo, go that way. Boom. Tropical system says, all right, that sounds good to me. Woo. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, does what it wants. Yeah, Nickman, what's up? I got carrot cake, red velvet cake. That sounds delicious. To be completely honest. So yeah, let's go ahead and look as it continues. There's actually some buildup of storms. There's a low pressure system that just has a whale of a time out in the middle part of the Atlantic. And then there's like some more thunderstorms that kind of form right around within here. And then they eventually just do their own thing. This low pressure system that literally does a loop-de-loop, which that's typical in most instances, kind of just like does a loop-de-loop and then vibes out and just says, all right, I'm out of here. So severe weather for the late this week. If it happens, do you think it will be a threat lower or higher for tornadoes? Do you believe that it's lower or higher for flooding? I think the entire week has a higher opportunity for flooding due to the fact that it is repetitive over the same areas. It moves to the east very slowly due to the blocking of the low and the blocking of just the surface low that sits right over the deep south, which is the reason why there are some instances of some severe weather down there. The threat for tornadoes will probably be from Thursday to Saturday. Thursday evening to Saturday evening. And then hail will most likely be for tomorrow and Sunday. Sunday's going to be kind of interesting, though. But I'd say the two, if I were to go in order of what days would be worse, it would probably have to be Friday. And no, Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday. Jeez, scared the crap out of me. Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, then Wednesday, and then Sunday. Those in order from worst to best days for severe weather. Kim Jan Tori, thank you for the subscription, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Will Chicago be getting anything later next week? Nope. Well, they'll probably be getting some thunderstorms, but in my honest opinion, they won't be getting like as much as the plains to the west of you are getting. So the jobs and travel systems normally go off the coast of Africa. Yep, but due to the fact that it is extremely dry over there, no one can do anything. When will severe weather be more active for Pennsylvania, Mid-Atlantic region, and states? That's my question, because, you know, as a person who lives in Pennsylvania, I really want something to happen over here, but it seems as if nothing happens over here. Nothing happens in the Mid-Atlantic. For some reason, we've been labeled as a rainforest by whatever climatology program, the professional one that does it. But yet, when it comes to severe weather, nothing happens. And it's just like, why? As an enthusiast, I want to see something. And nothing ever happens. Let's take a look at the GFS just to see. You know, got a PDS tornado sounding in northeast Texas Panhandle. It depends upon which day that is, but yeah. So we do get some sort of weather on Friday, which is something that is okay, but for Pennsylvania, listen, I'm pretty close to Maryland, all right? You know, I'm somewhere in South Central. But this misses me just by, you know, quite a few and then just pushes off, which is quite infuriating. Especially since, you know, we got that whole, you know, social distancing thing and shelter in place. Can't really do a lot. But, you know, as we continue to move on through...
Let me tell you this. Storm chasing is the social distancing sport.
Exactly. But unfortunately, when you get over to the Mid-Atlantic, it starts to get pretty serious. Oh, you're in Lancaster County. Oh, cool. I'm in Franklin. Franklin's pretty nice over here.
Austin?
No, Austin? It might be Austin. I don't know. Probably not.
No, that's not Austin.
Probably not. Who thinks that Stewie Griffin is annoying? Always puts the simp in the chat. First things first, I want to ask: is this Stewie's alternate account? Or is it a friend? Because OKC, and he just so happens to be in Oklahoma. I remember that much. As we continue to move on through, though, next Friday, on the 29th, seems to be when we get a boundary that pushes on through. So that might be a time that I will have to pay attention to, especially since the 27th through the 31st is like what everyone is talking about when it comes to like big severe weather. I personally say it's really far out to tell. It's not really too consistent, but it's eh. State is the least to see tornado, if maybe a few in southeastern PA. Yeah, that seems to be the typical area. Although last year, for some reason, there was plenty over here in Franklin. I don't know why, but there was. Just moved over here within the past year just so I can get into Penn State for meteorology. But it is what it is. Let's see. Is Louisiana gonna get any severe weather soon? Today you guys probably will get just bits and bobs, to be honest, but nothing really too big.
Street toilet.
Seems legit. Which, by the way, I talked to Ruff. He actually storm chased the other day. He caught something. That's pretty interesting.
I know. I was talking with him.
Absolutely. I could have chased up there, but I decided not to. I decided to do some recon on South Carolina of how they were recovering from Hurricane Florence 2 years ago. What's my honest thoughts of Thursday tornado wise? 5 to 10% risk. 5% at minimum. May was a bust for severe weather. It wasn't particularly a bust per se, because if you take a look at the trends, it wasn't actually supposed to do anything. You know, although on average, it typically does, you know, do its thing. It's doing its whole little thing. I'm just taking a look at the severe weather in general, just to see what all is happening. Let's see. Tornado in Arcadian Parish was confirmed TF3. I was looking over my stream to see if I actually caught that, but apparently I was making fun of David Schlotthauer's Mezzo discussion. So I didn't actually catch the.
Being David Schlotthauer.
Did you see? Did you see his?
Alex Silva doxed him.
Alex Silva did.
Yep.
Alex Silva got banned for things that.
Yeah,
that wasn't fun. Hold up. I gotta send you a message. Wait, do I have it?
Oh, God.
No, I don't have it. Okay, well, if you just go to my stream, if you go to my last stream, you'll be able to see. Watch out for June, July, stronger storms above average. Yeah, I agree.
4 hours stream for 2 minutes of information.
No, it's not 2 hours of information. It's 2 minutes of information. It's literally like an entire 15-minute schism. I'll send you a time link eventually, but it was kind of funny. It was about him saying like most unstable Cape up to 40,000 joules per kilogram with like 105 mile per hour winds and 9-inch size hail. It was hilarious. So, anyways, that typically seems to be all I wanted to talk about, to be completely honest. Is there any questions here? You ask your fans their favorite ice cream flavors? Well, we might as well get that out of the way. I like
mint ice cream with a side of depression.
Seems legit. I like the chocolate chip cookie dough. Chocolate chip cookie dough is quite nice. Even though it's not really a flavor, it just has cookie dough chunks in it. It's just like, it's pretty nice. How St. Louis isn't going to have any Cape in the entire NAM model, because that's not where the risk is. Call me a ringberry? What? Who said what now? Are we having a fight in the chat? A dingleberry?
If you people make me pause Battlefront 2 because y'all are arguing some petty,
I don't know what's going on.
You are not going to have a good time.
Coffee flavored ice cream is the best. That's actually not that bad. Reese's ice cream is pretty nice too, gotta say.
Yeah, I won't lie. Nothing that's good like
What about the 24th? 24th, in my opinion, is gonna be a hail risk. It's gonna be a big boy hail risk, but nothing too much with you know, a bunch of stuff. Superman is actually not bad with the different flavors. You know, like banana and what is it, blueberry and strawberry, something like that. There was a 4.6 significant tornado parameter on the PDS sounding. Okay, that kind of tells you that it's garbage then. I don't use significant tornado parameter, but I do know that anything below 5 is... caramel ice cream is the best. Okay, caramel ice cream is pretty good. If I can get like some sort of like caramel boy, I like that. Like sea salt caramel.
Chip is,
I have a question for the question about flash flooding in Lincoln Metro and Omaha Metro areas. Okay, so let's get specifically. I'll try and do my best when it comes to forecasting flooding because it's one thing that I haven't really discussed a lot about in my past streams. But I do want to say Lincoln and Omaha seems to be progressively getting more rain. So the first day of rain for you guys will be Friday. Friday, you'll get some rain. Okay? Saturday, you're getting some rain. You're getting quite a bit some rain. So Friday and Saturday, you're already getting Wayne. I said Wayne with a W. Seems legit.
You need some Wayne.
Some Wayne. And then Sunday, nothing really happens. Goodness gracious. Eclipse, thank you for the subscription. I really do appreciate it. By the way, because I actually had to factory reset my computer, I had to download all of my applications, and it just so happens that the stuff down at the bottom, with like the recent subscriber and like the donation thingamabobber, yeah, that's not there anymore. I can't get it. I could do it, but meh. Is it pronounced caramel or caramel? I say caramel.
Caramel.
But caramel, I do caramel for like the anime group. The Caramel Girls.
Caramel.
Caramel. Actually, I do both. I don't know.
Man.
I don't know why. I do both. I don't say tomato and tomato. I say tomato, but for caramel, it's both. It's caramel. Caramel. I laugh when PA gets severe weather and the Weather Channel doesn't even care about our state. Yeah, here's the thing. All right, the Weather Channel is pretty picky with what all they cover. And it's kind of similar to how I do it too. Depending upon the day, or unless if I feel like there's some sort of like risk where it should be larger, I'll stream. But Weather Channel kind of wants it to where chaos is going there. Yes, I did. I did, Joe Mama. I did. Only 2 songs that I like from them. Pretty nice. Dance sunny no, not with me to head now. Sunny no, gonna see that dancing. It's sunny night. I'll say not me on a caramel dancing. Good song. I like it.
Dude, can you stop shooting rockets at me? Oh my god.
Let's be honest. If you talk about childhood games, it's Minecraft. For the most part.
No.
Not for the most part, but it's not.
If you were 5 in 2010, sure, but the most prevalent game for
COD.
my generation is going to be
COD.
Battlefront. Call of Duty, Halo.
Well, Battlefront,
Halo
yeah.
takes the cake on that.
Halo, but that's only localized to Xbox and Steam. PS4 players are different. You think it's strange? For example, I have examples of times where the Weather Channel will do St. Louis severe weather, but Lincoln doesn't get mentioned. Yeah, it's just they're pretty picky. I try not to be as picky. I'm picky still. If I think that something's not gonna happen, then I'm not gonna stream. Which, by the way, you guys probably should. If other streamers are streaming and I'm not streaming severe weather, probably should know that stuff's not really gonna happen. You can still be there to socialize, but I'm gonna tell you all the stream's probably gonna be really boring. Which is the reason why I don't really stream marginal risks, because if there's no tornadoes, where's the fun for both you guys and myself to give information out? Got to get that kind of adrenaline that allows you to keep churning, which is the reason why there was the confirmed tornado in Colorado. It gave me quite a surprise. Anything going to hit Williamson County, Tennessee? Let's take a look. I know where Williamson County is, by the way, so people don't have to tell me. When it comes to the severe weather event, no. What's my favorite berry?
Very, very. It's berry, but very.
Seems legit. I'd say blue.
No, 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 no! Heal me.
Nope, it seems as if Williamson County is going to be fine. So you'll be fine quite some time. Probably for next week. You'll be fine. I know for most weather streamers, they're going to look at that and say, oh, taking a look at the GFS and the GFS base. Listen here, all right? I basically looked through every other model earlier. You know what? I'm curious. Now that I think about it, let's take a look at the CFS just because it's the CFS.
These Wookiees are starting to get on my nerve.
The CFS has a whale of a time every single time I look at it. So let's take a look. CFS is the CFS. It's progressively getting more accurate, I will say. Sending says PDS Tour with 5 sig Tour parameter and classic supercell. Okay, so now it's starting to get pretty interesting. What day is that again? I gotta ask. Okay, so let's take a look and see what the CFS says. It did say way back when that there would be some sort of tropical system around the 27th, but that's not showing that anymore. That's kind of interesting. Giant low pressure. That's going to be interesting. So beginning of June, that could be... Oh, so this is the low, another low that kind of dips down. Kind of just sits there for a while. So beginning of June might be something. I'm kind of interested. Thursday night. That's the beginning of the... How far north is it in the Texas Panhandle? I'm curious. No. I am very curious. But anyways, seems as if beginning of June there actually is a fairly decent severe weather event here that could potentially happen. I'm really curious. I actually want to see. This is what, Tuesday the 2nd. Temperature. What's happening on Tuesday the 2nd? Tuesday the 2nd, there's going to be some sort of severe weather in the deep south. Oh boy. It's going to have a whale of a time. I know it's really far out, but that's a bold prediction right there. I make bold predictions every stream, and that's going to be one of them. Around the 2nd is where there's going to be some severe weather in the deep south. Can you check the severe weather in Georgia, and for marginal risk, could you play games? I could. I guess it would honestly have to depend, because that's just depend. Because if I've like been constantly streaming, you know, like say it was like the Easter event, you know, obviously I'd need a break, and I probably wouldn't do that. But if I haven't like streamed in some time and there's like some sort of slight risk, you know, then I'll play some sort of like video game and I'll like chill out with you all. So, South is a tornado magnet this year, I'd say. Last hurricane to impact Pennsylvania was Irvin in 2004. You see, this year... Alright, I plan within the next 4 years to get in the path of a tropical system somehow. Whether or not I record it and post it to YouTube, I don't know. I'm going to obviously live stream my storm chases on here, on YouTube. Which is the reason why I also want severe weather in Pennsylvania, or even in Maryland and Not really West Virginia, because West Virginia just wants to kill everything off. Unless if it comes from the north and west, goes southeast like it did the one day. Good. Who knows? PA is way overdue for a hurricane impact. I feel the instability. Yeah. I mean, you can... Pennsylvania doesn't get a lot of severe weather events. Not as little as West Virginia. But it's still there. PA didn't get hit hard by Superstorm Sandy at all. It was New Jersey and New York. Those were the only places that got impacted. Especially Long Island. I had a person from Long Island tell me that it was just like, bleh.
Oh, a person.
Mm-hmm.
I know who that person is.
Yep. By the way, whoever lives in South Carolina, your risk is now done. You'll probably just get some severe storms.
Oh, Gazel.
Is he in the chat? I got no clue. 1998 tornado event. Yeah, that's true. But we haven't got it in a while, and that's basically been 22 years in the making. Go to the name 3K for the PDS sounding. Okay. Now I'll take a look. Name 3K. Any way you want it, that's the way you need. Any way you want it. Oh, good lord. Things are now just loading. Nate, will you dance, please, at the end of the stream? I sure will.
Why?
Because I can. My audio's delayed. Yeah, I did have everything fixed.
Oops.
I did have everything fixed when it comes to my audio. But it just so happens that it's not fixed anymore. So I'm trying. But now my audio is kind of off. Although, except for the what's his face? Can't remember that. So this is what you're talking about over here. Where the heck is your PDS sounding? I don't see it.
Rebels go boom.
Train go boom.
Oh, this is the last command post capture, isn't it? That's why all the rebels are here. There's like 50 rebels at a single outpost.
Oh my god!
Yeah, bite me. Nate? Are you alive?
I just drew some visual arts for my chat.
Shag.
Yeah, I don't understand. What is that? Anyways, I can't find the PDS sounding anywhere. It's still having a whale of a time. Gotta say. She said, any way you want it, that's the way you eat.
Even in my butt.
What?
None.
Yeah, I don't see this PDS sounding anywhere. I don't see it.
My heart breaks.
With your Richie. It is an easy drive, though. I gotta say, Mike, it is really easy to drive up there. It's also really open. Can you tell me where the... I don't know where the PDS is. Central Panhandle. Screw it. Taking a look at the significant tornado parameter. Hate this thing with a passion. Highway to hell? Yeah, indeed. Telling me. It's this boy right here grasping for straws. I don't see it. What the heck is that? Yeah, I don't see it. That's rip. I don't see the chalky boy at all. Welcome back, Uncle Tio. Welcome back.
Alright.
Notice how many different hail events that happened with this same sounding. One went up to 4.7 inch size hail. Weather update for the weekend, well, may have rain. Yeah, seems legit. That's typically what they always say. They also clickbaited their whole Tropical Storm Arthur thing. We're going to get impacts from Arthur. It shows that it's not even from Arthur, and it's from a storm that is behind Arthur. It's hilarious. Weather might dish out some tornadoes. Yep, indeed. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the days that I'm looking for. There's the chunky boy, not today. Probably be Thursday. Which, by the way, if there is a 5% chance for tornadoes on Thursday, I'm definitely streaming it. This will be pretty interesting just as a wind risk, but the reason it's going to stay as a wind risk and a hail risk due to the fact that the winds just move in the same direction. So nothing for this day. Nothing for this day. Besides wind and hail. Might see a couple tornadoes, but nothing too much. This, however, is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to be watching this. They'll probably get up to an enhanced 5% chance of tornadoes.
Wow, enhanced.
Maybe 10. Maybe 10. And then it'll be pretty interesting for the Tulsa area on that Friday. And then Saturday, area basically Nebraska and northern Kansas is where I'm going to be watching. Stuff like that. Any other questions? Sound like a college professor.
Yes, when my parents broke up, why'd they say it was my fault? Oh, did you mean... Well, oh! That hurt. That was right in the face, too.
Chat, this is why we have him around, chat. Comedy relief. I'm just kidding.
Homeboy shot me in the face. With a rocket.
Oh boy. Crazy straight line windstorms in the summer. Yep. I agree. Chunky boy windstorms. It always impacts Philadelphia the worst, though. It's one thing I don't understand. It's always at its worst when it's over near Philadelphia.
Philadelphia isn't real.
Apparently it's the... No, I've been to Philadelphia. It's real.
No, it's not.
Believe me. With the bed bugs there, you can't possibly miss it.
It's just a bird charging station. The bed bugs are actually meant to embed trackers on you in your sleep.
Lamau. Sounds about right. That's why the government is working underground and the aliens are coming from above us.
Exactly.
This is Jesse Ventura with another episode of Conspiracy Theories.
The joke's gonna be on us when they were right about everything. Like, we make fun of them now, but a joke's going to be on us when it turns out that everything they've been talking about is absolutely true.
Yep. Yep, I'm waiting for us to have that. Reed's gonna be, as usual, 12 tons of LSD and 5 cups of espresso. Yeah, he loves to overhype stuff whenever it's actually on the ground. Let's see. Do I think that Dixie Alley and Carolina Alley is going to get any more big, severe weather tornado outbreaks for the rest of the season? Quite possibly. Beginning of June, I actually was looking at something off of the CFS. Say specific dates, the 2nd. That's going to be a day to watch. Or just around there, give or take. You can have 2 days forward, 2 days back. Either or, sometime around that, you guys could see not really a significant severe weather event, but a really interesting one that I actually want to continue to look at. Because that's going to be really cool. I mean, not cool for those guys is because they don't need it anymore. But that's going to be really cool for me to look at and study as it continues to go around. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday can be crazy for weather. I agree. It's not going to be like big crazy, but it's going to be crazy because we haven't seen it this year, this month. It's going to be pretty nice. Sanford Dam has collapsed. Oh boy. Big flooding. Do you know there's an EF5 tornado in Canada? Yeah, I do. I did know that. Bunch of cold boys up there. Bad guys are talking to your other friends. Oh, good, good, good. We respect that. We respect that.
Did I just team kill? Oops.
That's,
Can't prove it. That's what matters.
What all is happening over here in Texas? Just a localized severe weather threat? Hold up. Is there even supposed to be anything?
Yes.
And there kind of was. Just a little bit. Not big hail. My goodness. This is like chunky boys. Woof. But 6Z on NAM 3K, you were at 0Z. I don't think there's a 6Z run yet. There's an 18Z right there. Go all the way up to this right here. We go to that. Oh, this? If it's this, you're grasping for straws because there isn't going to be anything out there. Tomorrow's the 7-year anniversary of the Moore EF5 tornado. Oh boy.
Good for them.
Coming away all the time. What the heck is this?
Oh, we are so gonna lose. These damn particle turrets.
4.1, close enough. PDS tour. You want to know the reason why it's PDS tour? Because guess what? Look at all that contamination. Oh my god. Oh, rip contamination, my friend. Now let's actually take a look at... Yeah. That's what I expected. That's it? Yeah, that's contaminated. It's contaminated to hell. Yep. Big boy dead, brothers. There is something interesting that could be happening in Texas, though. Gotta say, Thursday's a day. Told
yeah,
y'all.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What's your point? God damn it.
Friday and Saturday. Sunday is meh. Could be better, could be worse. Let's see. If it's a high risk like 7 years ago, if there was no contamination there, then definitely it could be like chaos. But other than that, nothing of the sort. Let's actually take a look at something out in front of it. Tor, I can kind of believe this, but it's still contaminated. Relatively contaminated. Stuff like that. Walk like that. Talk like that. Anyways. Where do you see the Boeing in the Texas storm? If you're talking about the storms happening now, there isn't really anything out there when it comes to Boeing segments. When it comes to this entire thing that's happening on Friday, this boy right here moving out in that direction. It's starting to get pretty more, it's getting a lot more consistent with the NAM3K. Gotta say that much. But a little bit contamination. Shear, although, is, as I've been saying, optimal. It's what I've been looking for the most part. So it's just doing its own thing. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, I agree. I agree, brother. I agree. How come El Reno happened in Oklahoma? Everything's bigger in Oklahoma. Okay, unpopular opinion. El Reno's not as big as they officially measured. Tornadic wind fields with the downdraft made it look like it was a whole lot larger.
Oh god, this is the map with the Ewoks. This map gives me like legitimate PTSD.
Lamau. New run available. They're bringing it in. New one. Beast boost. Speed. Actually, I want to see. What does this have? Will Dallas be affected? Not really until a lot later. Here, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the latest one. Dallas, I don't believe, will be impacted a lot. Yep, it seems as if Dallas won't be impacted for the next couple of days. Let's take a look at the GFS just to see what all is happening for quite some time. Okay. Thursday night, there might be something for you all. I'm gonna get copyrighted, Daniel. Stop it.
They're in the trees. They're in the trees.
I'm going to get copyrighted. Stop
I'm
it.
on Endor. I'm being traumatized. I don't want to hear it. Did I just get shot at by an Ewok? I just got blown up by an Ewok.
And then Saturday, there might be something on a larger scale, which is the reason why I'm saying Saturday is going to be interesting. On a larger scale is where severe weather is. You can see severe weather from Dallas all the way up to Nebraska and even South Dakota. So Tornado was the worst one this year so far. Remember the April outbreak. Oh yeah, I wish I had a live stream for it. I literally was on 24 hours for that entire day. And I was on a total of 35 hours for the entire outbreak. That was fun. It's also one of the days that I will never forget. Not just because I had like 370 people watching at the same time. I was one of the most viewed live streamers for the weather community. But because of the fact that I witnessed this third largest tornado in recorded history. And the largest ever in Mississippi. That in itself is crazy. Yeah, boy. Stuff like that. Anything else? Any other questions before I might take off? I don't really have a purpose here to stay on for quite some time. To be completely honest. Think early June will be anywhere close to the Easter outbreak? No. I don't think early June will be anywhere close to the Easter outbreak. It'll just be a very much so smaller scale. I think the Joplin, Missouri tornado was the worst of 2011. Yeah, I have to agree. Basically cost the U.S. the most in damage. The debris field was like 3 miles long. That was insane. True, but the actual width of the tornado, the condensation funnel, was small. About like 1.5 miles. Like, well, compared to the big thing. Severe weather event from May 20th through May 23rd. That's your prediction. It won't be a major severe weather event, but I feel like it could be. Could be. My honest opinion. I had to think about it for a second. Miss Sweetly. Hello. I'm doing fine. Had to get my computer back up and running. I had to factory reset it yesterday due to it not functioning. And then, yeah. Had to set up my stream and stuff like that. I've seen the Nebraska flooding documentary. It's really good. I don't think I have. Don't think I have. I don't believe it does counties, by the way, Gavin.
Ewoks did 9/11.
So what?
You heard me.
Seems legit.
I'm in a bad mood right now. I'm on Endor and we're getting our asses kicked by Ewoks. Like, I can totally...
You were right about the weather in Louisiana. Oh, thank you. You might be getting some in the beginning of June. Like, kind of not as bad as Easter, but you might be getting some sort of severe weather event in the
not as bad.
Beginning of June.
Worse.
Like within the first couple of days. Oh, seems legit. No, it's not as bad.
Are you ready to be the first EF? Oh my god. Are you to be the first EF6?
Sounds about right. Someone wanted the commands, so we might as well do that. We do that. We got that in there. Not really a lot of commands, though. Eventually we'll add more commands. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah. That's kind of it. That's pretty much so it. Do you want to just basically sum up the entire thing for the people who just like skimmed through and all that? Multi-day severe weather event in the plains. Not really going to be a tornado event until Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and Sunday will mainly be hail risk. Hail and wind. Sunday, though, is going to be probably a bit more, might have a higher chance of becoming a tornado threat, but still a little bit far out, so we'll get there eventually. Reported the tornado on the ground in Louisiana the night of our local weather. Maybe not reporting tornado on the ground. Yeah, I try to, let's put it this way. There's a reason why I claim to be the best live weather analyst on YouTube right now. There's a reason, and it sounds cocky, but I've got that much confidence in my skills that I can practically be not only a reliable source, but someone that you guys can trust. So whenever stuff hits the fan and it's live, I'm the one to help you guys out. I've been looking at the forecast for Lawrence, and I'm pretty sure we are going to get little to no rain. Yep, it's not supposed to be directed towards Missouri. It's supposed to be more towards the plains. Central Plains, Southern Plains, Northern Plains, all over the place. It's doing its own thing. Good night, Nate. Enjoyed the knowledge. Yep, no problem. We're getting to the end of the stream where now we hit... I haven't done this in a while, but this is going to be a tradition, if you will. For some reason, you guys wanted me to do this. We're going to dance. I don't know why we are, but we're going to.
Wow, you have really let yourself go for these interviews, haven't you?
I don't know. It seems to be... No, we're not rapping. For the love of God. We're not doing that.
Dude, I hope
exclamation point predict is only for moderators and... No.
Live on stream.
They're... Mainly because one of my friends... kind of friends. I don't know what we are. Acquaintances, I'm going to assume, because I don't think he really cares if I die. But he used to have over 100K, and his father said the N-word, and his channel got taken down. So
you know what? That's tough stuff. But you know what? Only the strong survive, my man.
Yeah, and I'm not strong. There we go. I mean, here's my prediction: temperature in more below average. Cape level 1,200 in the next 3 days. On May 21st and 22nd, multiple supercells develop. Baseball-sized hail is expected. Typically, when it comes to these plane events, they're like high cape, low shear boys. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. So, yeah. Whose channel got taken down? Well, it doesn't matter.
My back hurts from carrying this team. Oh, my God.
See you home to May Rose Day. Take care. Alright, well, we're now gonna dance, apparently. Apparently. Hopefully my audio has been synced correctly. But, we might as well dance. It's gotta be a song that's not copyrighted, so let's... I don't have my thing anymore. That's the one thing. It's quite unfortunate.
Oh, I'm the last man standing. Never mind.
Actually, give me a second. And live streams. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Pandora. Not Billboard.
Spotify.
Jambase. No. Vulture. No, that's not what it is. Music that is not copyrighted.
Here we go.
What do you want?
Not what I want is what I'm about to get. We're going into the space battle.
Seems legit.
Alright.
Alright, I don't see anything, but you know what? We got a best non-copyrighted music of 2018. We got a best non-copyrighted music of 2019. So let's take a look at that for ourselves. Is there any copyright? No, there is not. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Gotta make sure it isn't copyrighted.
Yeah, I had to. Fun times.
What?
Alright. Let's see. No, we're not rapping. I'll track it on Radar. Yeah, I'll definitely be tracking it on Radar. Radar is going to be quite interesting. This entire thing's more of a wind risk, I will say.
I will pay you $20.
But everything else.
The N-word.
No!
30.
F off with the N-word.
30.
By the way, I gotta have you look over my script whenever I'm done with it. I'm creating a video that I'm actually, like, editing and crap.
You're into role-playing, are you?
No, that's not what it is. Seems legit. Alright.
Oh god. Alright.
Apparently my notification system just does not want to function. Because I did see that Miss Sweetly got a $5 super chat saying good job. I really do appreciate that. It should do the notifications eventually, but it's not going to do it. I don't know why. Welcome to chaos. Everything just doesn't want to function. I don't know. I really don't know. It's doing its own thing. But yeah, Miss Sweetly, I gotta say, here, I gotta do the ritual where I just go down here. Oh my god! Miss Sweetly, thank you for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Still watching your stream, the end, but not the chat. Oh, okay, that makes sense. We're still trying to find a song here that is not copyrighted. So let's go ahead and just... No. Okay. I'm not sure if I like that one.
Nope, never mind.
Oh! 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 Oh, I like it. Let's go. Yo. Oh. Yep. No. Hey. Yo. End of the stream. Let's go. Oh. For all the people who said they wanted me to rap, I'm terrible. Okay. Tornado Outbreak, November 7th, 2024. What? Are you some sort of, like, legend?
Get out of here. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
No music. There we go.
Oh.
Alrighty.
All right. Nope. We can talk this out. We can talk about this. We can talk about this. No, we can't. Oh God, please die. Oh God. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is how I die. Yep, that's how I died.
Lamau. Sounds about right. Here we go, chat. After chaos ensued, things happened. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's the tradition that we're now doing, apparently. Apparently my my notification system is not working, so I guess we're doing all the thing. I'll fix it. I told you I had to completely factory reset my entire thing. So, but Joshua Sandine, what are you talking about? Joshua Sandine with the $5 super chat. He says, "Awesome dance." Joshua, I just want to say, thank you for the donation. I really gotta say, but that's not why I'm saying what am I talking about.
He's gonna use it to
you guys see this?
Addiction.
It just does not want me to die. Why won't it let me just sit in peace? Stay tuned for the entire stream to see the specifics. Stay safe out there. Dancing in a sloth hat. Yeah, exactly. But now apparently there's a tornado warning in Colorado for Bent, Crowley, Kiowa, and Otero counties. That'll be in effect until 8:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Oh boy. This is weather spotters reported of a funnel cloud, so it's one of those things where it's doing its own thing. It's delayed. Of course it's delayed. Yep, to all the people who want to go around to do their own little thing, they can go ahead and leave. I won't stop them. But take a look at this color table that I have, though, chat. It starts to get lighter into, like, blues and stuff like that, and it's got this, like, tomato red, which is kind of cool. It's doing its own thing. But, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and, like, see if this will be anything of relevance. I do got to say, it has a nice little hook on it on reflectivity. But this will be just to the north of the Cheraw area. And it'll be eventually actually heading into somewhere populous, so I might want to stay. This is going to be heading towards the Arlington area along State Route 96, so let's go ahead and track this out for you all. Storm track here. Okay, so people around State Route 96 are going to have about 15 to 20 minutes until this storm will actually be in that general vicinity. So it's one of those things where you guys have time, but you guys will need to just go ahead and take your precautions. Either get underground and get to the lowest, innermost part of your building, particularly a bathroom or a closet with no windows. So you can put as many walls in between yourself and the actual tornado as possible, because that's the best thing that you can do there. One thing I want to see, people are saying CC drop. I'm going to outline this entire correlation coefficient lowering and show you guys that it actually isn't a part of the hook at all. So it's just not, it's not on the ground right now, but it's doing its own thing. And the spectrum width is along the same vicinity too. Reflectivity, boom, not a part of the hook. So right now, it is not organized whatsoever to produce a tornado at the moment, but it is trying to wrap around. It's trying to wrap around those, trying to wrap around the downdraft, the rear flank downdraft. So as soon as it starts to like create a little ball right here, that's when we can start getting into business. Any rotation cape-wise and shear-wise in the Otero cell? Cape and shear doesn't really like go into effect when it comes to the actual cells. What happens in the cells is that it's more of the velocities that kind of just do its own thing. So storm relative velocities, I do want to test out my color table for this too. We got one velocity that's 58 miles per hour, which by the way, as I said, I did change all of this so that it could be miles per hour instead of knots. So that's one thing, but it's doing its own thing. It's just, it's having issues right now, chat. The updraft is kind of a bit more outside of the actual hook than you'd think. So it's just doing its own little thing. Arlington is unincorporated. My guess is around 15 to 20 people there, but it's headed right towards them. Yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to. Why I'm going to stay around for a little bit. Sloth Watch is canceled. Yeah, it is. Indeed, it is canceled. But it's still tornado warning, and I do... Actually, there's a little bit of rotation out here in the downdraft, too. Take a look at that, chat. Base velocities show something really interesting. Something quite interesting. Something that we should definitely keep an eye out for. But as for right now, it seems to be just this hook. So, as I said, people around State Route 96 in Colorado, you guys have about 15 minutes until the storm will actually be over your premises. So you guys will need to probably just go ahead and take your precautions. Get protective gear, you know, helmets. That could help too. Pillows, other stuff. Even, you know, my nana was telling me the other day, she was like, some meteorologists were even saying if they don't have helmets, you can get like pots and stuff, you know, that could fit around your head. And to be honest, she's actually right, you know, which by the way, my nana's a big influence as to what I'm doing in the weather as well. So there's that. But she was just like saying, oh, some of these meteorologists were saying that you can do pots, and you could.
Wait, we can do pots?
It's protective gear. No, you donut.
Don't give me false information like that, mate. You know.
No, a pot when it comes to protective
I have
gear.
glaucoma.
Yeah.
The sad part is,
I didn't see that this thing was on the ground yet.
I think that's gonna go over the heads of a couple people in your chat.
Yeah, I know, but that's.
I know some people get it.
It is what it is.
There are gonna be at least one or two people going, "What is that?"
See you later, Joe Mama. Land spout, probably not right now. It doesn't seem to be on the ground, although there was a funnel reported by some trained spotters.
Was there a spot on a train?
But I wouldn't think that.
Trained? Shit, I'm a trained spotter then.
I don't know. Spectrum width right now is probably not a good thing to use when it comes to locating an actual tornado. So right now it does seem to be a bit disorganized, but there is something there. Obviously, greens are moving away, reds are moving towards. You know, so right in the middle. That's where the rotation would be. So, I guess we'll have to see. Long extension north on that cell. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Still got quite a ways to go. But it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean... yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. But, yeah, definitely a couple of areas where it could potentially, you know, attempt to try and wrap itself around, but... circle that area again. Shows that there isn't really a correlation coefficient drop right now, so it's just doing its own thing. Going northeast at 11 knots. Unfortunately, well, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what cell W2 is, but I'm going to assume it's this right around here. Yep, nice little hook. I agree. I agree. It is having a whale of a time.
Dude, if the tornado isn't rated at least an EF7, I don't want to hear it. Nate?
I got a couple of hooks now. Yeah, it is just doing everything.
Nate, baby, don't leave me.
Seems legit.
Nate, up or down?
You're over there playing down.
Okay, we're invading Naboo.
Usually I pick up in tennis, but I thought this wasn't tennis, so down.
I remember Naboo. We envy the dead. They didn't have to be Gungans anymore. They didn't have to know Jar Jar Binks anymore.
Oh boy. Cell W2 supercell with the funnel / land spout. Okay, so
Dude,
it's this cell.
I've got a hot take. I think that Chancellor Palpatine was a good chancellor. Like, he lowered unemployment on Alderaan 0.
Wait. There's this one dude that I don't know if you know who he is, but he's hilarious. Give me a second. The Cosmonaut Variety Hour. Have you seen him before? Daniel? Daniel? He muted himself. Freaking idiot. Great. What is this? Getting some velocities of 57 miles per hour. Yeah, this is starting to get pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. This look is starting to do things. If you rotate this a bit more, this would be a classic supercell. So I wouldn't be surprised if it started to do something. But unfortunately, it doesn't have a pretty good presentation. It's not as good as you'd think it would be. But it's still there, gotta say. Yeah, it's definitely trying to do something. I will say that. I don't have faith that it's on the ground at the moment, but yeah. Usually whenever you have a tornado warning, you're supposed to treat it as if it is. So, there's that. Oh, finally you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, what was the thing that I was asking Daniel until he muted his mic? I can't remember. Somebody could remind me so I can ask him again.
All I remember was that I was talking about invading Naboo and how everyone was glad to be dead because then they didn't have to know Jar Jar Binks anymore.
Oh, yeah. I was asking you, do you know who the Cosmonaut Variety Hour is?
No, I do not.
Okay, there's a video that you should probably watch from him that is probably the funniest thing I've seen from the Star Wars movies ever. It was hilarious. He basically, like, does, let's put it this way. He gives reviews on the movies, but it's hilarious. He does it with with all the Marvel movies. He does it with like other movies in general. He's basically a nerd like us, but he makes fun of them to his heart's content, which is quite hilarious. Right as when you were about to end the stream, exactly.
Is you are do have done.
There isn't a lot of rotation forming on the southern side of the cell. I've been watching it. Nothing's been pretty consistent. It's just been dying out. It's just been this boy right here that I've been consistently looking at. No correlation coefficient drop.
Wait, hang on. There's a green pixel and a red pixel next to each other. You know that means there's got to be a tornado on the road.
Oh boy.
I'm petty, you know this about me. Oh,
ow, my ears.
Oh, no, I'm in over my head. I can take on like 3 of you at most. 4 begins to get a little excessive.
There you go, Daniel.
I'm sorry,
there's a video that I want you to watch eventually. I'll send it to you on your DMs. Yep, it's having a whale of a time. Really trying to fight for form. Yeah, it is heading in the wrong direction, and it also has a thunderstorm that's basically cooling the air out in front of it. So yeah, it is really trying to do its own little thing. But there's nothing really a lot that is here. Fortunately, were confirmed after the left attempt. Captain produced down EF2 damage straight to the homes. Look, guys, my toothpaste color. It's actually showing up. See, if I were to show you guys my color table here. Let's see. It seems as if this thing is kind of dying out. It's trying to surge its inflow a bit more to the west than the east. So the outflow is a bit too weak. So we'll come back to that in a second. I want to show you guys something. My new color table. We're going to take a look at El Reno, okay? Which, by the way, you can do that with all GR products. You can take a look at past data and just basically plop it in there. But I'm taking a look at El Reno specifically because this is my color table. I want to show you all. Pretty happy about this color table, what I've changed with it. So, okay. So, here's the Chunky Boy storm that El Reno formed off of. You can kind of see, next frame, boom, tornado warning. Confirmed tornado from this. This isn't El Reno, though. That's El Reno. It decides to say, hi, how are you? And then boom. Look at it. But not the entire point here. Take a look at my color table. It looks pretty nice. You can see how it just goes from dark greens to light greens to toothpaste. Like the sea green to toothpaste to blues to dark blues to purple to pink. And I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, so it's doing its own thing. Same thing with this up here. Red, dark reds goes to like this tomato red, orange red, all the way up to yellow, up to like this bright yellow, and you'll see the bright yellows here as it continues. What website is this? This isn't a website. This is a program that you have to spend or purchase for $250. One-time purchase though. It's not a thingamabobber. Oh, I completely lost the word for it. Not a subscription. It's not a subscription. So as soon as you buy GR2 Analyst, boom, you got it. But yeah. I absolutely enjoy this thing. I mean, look at it. Mental, and then you guys can also see my storm relative velocity color table too. This thing is nice. There you go. Take a look. This is actually the National Weather Service's official storm relative velocity color table. So, just by taking a look at this, I thought it was pretty cool. I extended it all the way up to 150 miles per hour because why not? But take a look. It looks pretty cool. Greens, stuff like that. It's doing its own little thing. Yeah, but I do enjoy this color table. I like it a lot. I like the fact that it's green and blue and purple and crap. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. People may say that the red's a bit too tomato-y, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's great contrast with the greens, the light blues, dark blues. Look at the base field of my new chart. I'd have to download that data again. I don't have that data because I factory reset my computer. I only have the El Reno one.
Whose fault that is?
Society.
No, it's your fault.
Not really, because my computer actually did it on itself. Apparently when it was updating, one of the files got basically messed up. And so it acted weird and wouldn't start. So I just factory reset it completely. It wasn't really that much of a big deal in my opinion. Oh yeah, if you guys also want to take a look at the correlation coefficient of El Reno, there it is. Look at how big it is. That's, in my opinion, just the rain. I can, back on the chat, say you guys never leave your guard down with severe weather. Yep. But yeah, this boy is having a whale of a time. Anyways, let's go take a look at this tornado warning up here again. Just basically see. Where is that at? That was El Reno. That was the El Reno EF3 that most people preach to be an EF5. But yeah, that was just me fiddling with my color tables, and I just absolutely loved how it worked. I got the reds over here. You can kind of see the scale on the side. If you were to take a look at the scale, you can see how it goes from like 10, 20, all the way up in miles per hour. Same with the greens into like the blues and the pink, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I do enjoy it. It seems as if the velocities have weakened, so therefore the storm is kind of rendered useless. I don't foresee it to be any stronger in the near future. Due to the fact that this kind of cooled the air out in front of it, it's kind of dying. So I feel like this is the perfect time for me to end the stream, because I was just like, tornado warning. Allow you guys to, visualize what it is, where it is, stuff like that. We might as well throw 3D up there, because why not? I didn't incorporate my... It's dead. I completely forgot that I factory reset my entire thing. Oh, that looks funky.
First things first, stop saying you destroyed it if you didn't.
Who?
Can you?
I don't know anymore. There we go. Close enough. Big boy hail course. I like it. Ooh, a little bit of an inflow notch. I gotta say, a little bit of an inflow notch, but it is quite disorganized. Gotta say, so it's dead. Alright, well. Yeah, and if, by the way, for all the people who want to know, like, where the updraft and the downdraft is, allow me to explain. There's a reason why I have the yellows out for a specific bit. So you see how it kind of, like, bumps out a bit, but there isn't really a lot down under here? This right here is the imaginary updraft. It's holding all of this rain right here. Okay? As soon as the rain falls down, guess what that is? Downdraft. Boom. So there you have that. This is the rear flank downdraft, pushing everything out. However, because it is relatively weak right now, stuff isn't going to really happen. So let's take a look at the rotation going all the way up. You should theoretically see it. Oh my god, I haven't... There. We got it. So you can kind of see how it follows under that principle where it kind of just goes in between the two. The updraft being right here, downdraft being right here, and you get that kind of counterclockwise rotation, and there you go, brother. So that's how it is. Massfield was lucky. It lifted right over Bassfield. What? It wasn't on the ground for like a couple miles, and then it hit Bassfield straight on. Due to radar presentation, it didn't show it, but when it comes to the actual damage path on the National Weather Service, it basically hit kind of Bassfield. Kind of. But that's another story.
Did you say
that's another debate for another time. Yeah, because that's actually how it's pronounced. Bassfield. Yeah, I got a bunch of people from Louisiana that were telling me it's called Bassfield, and then there was a couple other people from Mississippi that said that too. But I have a lot of people from Louisiana in my chat every now and then. So just having a whale of time. Well, as Daniel goes in the background. We might as well end it here then. So
okay, all right, I'm gonna run to the engine room. You can't catch me. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. For the glory of the Empire. I'm sorry, keep talking, Nate.
Well, anyways. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you like the content that I provide, feel free to go ahead and subscribe.
Or don't. He's not your boss. I don't care.
That'd be great. I'm not your boss. You don't have to do anything, but feel free to subscribe. It helps me along the way. The tornado warning, by the way, just expired, so that proves my point that this storm is dead.
You can't kill me.
Called it before the National Weather Service officially pulled the trigger, so there you go. More evidence as to why you guys should support me. Like the video, helps me out with YouTube's algorithm. This was mainly just supposed to be like a forecasting video, but it turned into like some sort of severe weather analysis as it continued to move on.
Mini analysis.
So we were just doing a bunch of hodgepodge crap. There's going to be so many other weather YouTubers that are going to be trying to do the same thing as myself, but because I'm live streaming, I have to set up specific dates. They're probably going to either A, do it first, or try to do it at the same time while I'm basically discussing with you all.
I have no choice.
Just like a specific YouTuber, but not gonna call that.
You mean David Schlotthauer?
Yeah. I didn't call anyone out. Anyways. And then share if you feel like people need to know about this event. I'm obviously going to be live streaming during all of these, or not really all of these. It'll really depend. Tomorrow I don't think I'll be streaming, unless if there's a higher tornado chance, or if I think that something might actually happen. Thursday I'm probably going to stream. Friday I'm definitely streaming. Saturday I'm definitely streaming.
Watch it become like a high risk.
So who knows? If it becomes a high risk, then I'm streaming no matter what. If it's a moderate or a high risk, I'm streaming.
I'll show up just to get paid.
If it's an enhanced, as long as it's a 5%,
I'll
then
show up
yes.
just to get paid.
Classic staff. But anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for me, guys. My name's Nate,
No, it's not.
and the background is Daniel. And
I'm the life of the party.
yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen Daniel in a while. Can I get a like for Daniel, please? He's a poor soul.
You won't
I'm just
see me for a while after this either.
I know. You're doing your own thing over there, trying to distance yourself from the weather community, which I can fully understand.
Not really the weather community, just the online weather community. I've officially
Anyways.
left Torreds, by the way. I'm gone.
Oh, I saw. All the OG members have left, so